you work with both sides of the transaction, the buyers of franchises and the sellers. From the buyer's perspective, what are the most common complaints when they feel things aren't working well, when they feel they've maybe bought something they shouldn't have, or that's maybe not the right approach, maybe where they feel vulnerable and left to fend for themselves? You know the question
Yes, yes.
I'm looking to ask, so I'll let you
Yes,
just fly
yeah.
with it.
Part of it though, I think there's a couple ways to look at the answer to this question. So in my world, most people who are entering into franchise ownership, this is their first go at owning their own business. They've been working in an employed career, working at a company or various companies, and they've never had their own business before. And this is one of the reasons why they're choosing the franchise route, is because of the systems and processes that you've mentioned are there. It's a way of getting into business without trying to figure out everything from scratch. Some of the work is done for you, and that's appealing to first time entrepreneurs, business owners. So, but still, having said that, there's a learning curve here. So every new franchise owner, even the most in the most sophisticated, systematized franchise systems, is uncomfortable in the beginning. So I think it's normal for people to realize, this is not easy. There's foundational work that is already in place, but that doesn't make it less easy. There are still these learning curves. So sometimes the things that people are griping about is really, they're going to resolve themselves in time. After the first year and a half of business, when people understand their new normal as a business owner, the things that they were maybe complaining about, it's really just water under the bridge. Now, having said that, there's a lot of appeal amongst a lot of people to join younger franchise systems they are emerging brands, and there's some real benefits to that. People can claim markets that are not yet touched, and they can be the kingpin of this growing franchise brand. That usually is the opportunity is greater for that with these younger franchise systems that are just starting to put some pins on the map. But there's more risk. They're less developed. They don't have that sophisticated level of systemization. They are largely writing the playbook, which changes as the franchise system grows. So that they may not have a grip on what kind of support they need to be offering. So particularly when people join younger franchise systems, they're seeing that the franchise company that they bought the franchise license from, they're going through some growing pains too. And sometimes they get ironed out. When this works well, the franchisor and the franchisees are collaborating together to continue to refine that playbook. And that is something that someone should expect. If they're joining a younger franchise system, they should expect that not every detail has been even encountered yet for which a system to be created. So I think that's an expectation that people should have going in if they're making that choice. But still, if that has not been responsibly and appropriately vocalized by the franchisor, the people who are selling the franchise, they should be setting these expectations up front. And if they're not, that's where the gap in expectations and the vulnerabilities and the rightful complaining comes in.